Lawmakers from both sides of the aisle say they support congressional reviews of U.S. strikes on alleged drug boats that we've been reporting on for months. A report from the Washington Post now claims Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth gave a verbal order to leave no survivors before the first boat strike back in September. When 2 people on board survived, a second strike was allegedly ordered. Democratic Senator Tim Kaine and Republican Congressman Mike Turner were asked about this on Face the Nation.
If that reporting is true, it's a clear violation of the DOD's own laws of war, as well as international laws about the way you treat people who are in that circumstance. And so this rises to the level of a war crime if it's true.
If that occurred, that would be very serious, and I agree that would be an illegal act.
CBS News White House reporter Olivia Rinaldi is following this story for us and joins us now. Good morning, Olivia. This is a jarring report. We heard a claim from a Democratic senator. It could be a war crime. So what are we learning about this alleged second boat strike and the significance?
Yeah, good morning, Errol. It's good to be with you. There are now multiple congressional inquiries into this alleged second boat strike and the legality of it. And those inquiries, Errol, might have legs because you heard there Republicans are interested in some type of investigation into the legality of that second strike. But the headline today is President Trump's reaction to this story. He said he was supportive of what Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth told him, which is that it was legal. Take a listen to what the president said here last night on his way home from Palm Beach.
I don't know that happened. And Pete said he did not want them. He didn't even know what people were talking about. So we'll look into it. But no, I wouldn't have wanted that, not a second strike.
Now, the president was also asked a second time about this, and he said Pete did not order the death of those 2 men. But in short, President Trump is saying he can offer no assurances about what happened. But he is standing by his Secretary of Defense in this and saying that there was no second strike, and they are planning on looking into this a little bit more. Errol?
And also, Olivia, over the weekend, President Trump said Venezuelan airspace should be considered closed. Can you explain what the president means?
Right. Well, last night the president was asked about that specifically. This was a post on Truth Social that he made over the weekend where he said to airlines, pilots, drug dealers, and human traffickers to consider the airspace above and surrounding Venezuela to be closed in its entirety. When he was asked about this yesterday, also on that flight home from Palm Beach, the president said, "Don't read anything into it." Quite notable there. The president also said he spoke with the Venezuelan leader Maduro. The president did not comment on the specifics of that conversation, whether it was good or bad. He said he didn't want to talk about it, but it was a phone call that the 2 leaders did have. And this, of course, comes as there is increased amount of U.S. military presence in the region surrounding Venezuela. Questions about whether there could be imminent land strikes. But the president is saying at this point, don't read too much into that statement he made on Truth Social, saying that the airspace around Venezuela should be considered closed by airline pilots. We should also note that the FAA told CBS News that not necessarily the president has that ability to close that airspace. They can issue NOTAMs around that area, but they can't necessarily consider it closed to airline pilots and people around there.
Very important clarification there. Olivia, thank you very much.